Welcome to the Daily Buzz Channel. General Sibiya fights back, sues his boss as Mkwanazi's bombshell gets nasty.
General Sibiya fights back, sues Commissioner Masemola as Mkwanazi's bombshell gets nasty. Lieutenant General Shadrach Sibiya, the Deputy National Police Commissioner for Crime Detection, has filed an urgent application in the Gauteng High Court in Pretoria to get back to his duties. This move comes after he was told to step aside earlier this month, following serious claims made by KwaZulu-Natal's top police officer, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. Those claims suggested that criminals had taken control of parts of the country's criminal justice system. Sibiya's legal action directly challenges National Police Commissioner General Fanny Masemola, accusing him of mishandling the situation and issuing unfair orders. What started as explosive statements at a press conference in Durban has now turned into a messy legal tangle, pulling in ministers, task teams, and allegations of deep-rooted syndicates that threaten the very foundations of law enforcement. This story traces back to a special group known as the Political Killings Task Team, formed in 2018 to look into a series of targeted murders in KwaZulu-Natal. Over the years, this team handled 612 cases and achieved more than 100 convictions, helping to reduce the number of such killings in the province.
Since the establishment of this Political Killings Task Team in July 2018, the team has been investigating a total of 612 case dockets. These case dockets include murders, attempted murders, intimidation, conspiracy to commit murders, and other cases. A total of 436 suspects were arrested and charged. 156 firearms were recovered, of which 55 of them were linked directly with ballistically through forensic testing to the political related cases. An additional 35 suspects who are members of the South African Police Service were arrested. The notable one is the one who's now in prison, who's been working with the parliamentarian who was involved in the murder, about the murder of one Sindiso Makaka. We're going to talk about that later.
Political task team on the killings in KZN has been doing its work and has done tremendous work. The killings then started coming down in KZN, the political killings. So the complaints that have been raised by the KZN Police Commissioner have to be investigated. Those have to be investigated, and that is why I set up the commission. And I expect that this commission, whose terms of reference are now out, will work very quickly, and we put clear time frames. Would like a report within 3 months and another report within another 3 months. So I'm looking at a period which is no more than a year. In fact, I would like us to get to the bottom of all this, what the police commissioner of KZN alleged, to be addressed and answers to come out within a short space of time. Say three months initial report and another 3 months, which could then see the conclusion. And if they need time to be extended, then we will talk to the judge and see how much time they need to be.
The task team found itself at the center of a storm when orders came to shut it down. The trouble escalated after team members were sent to Gauteng in April 2024 to help investigate the assassination of VAL engineer Armand Swart in Vereeniging. Their work uncovered weapons linked not just to that murder, but to a chain of other high-profile crimes. This discovery pointed to a larger web, suggesting organized groups had infiltrated various levels of authority. According to details from the investigations, 121 case dockets related to these matters were suddenly removed from the team's control. Mkhwanazi later explained that this happened without his approval or that of the National Commissioner, and the files ended up stored away at the police headquarters in Pretoria, where they reportedly sat untouched for months.
On the 26th of March 2025, this year, a total of 121 case dockets that were under investigation were taken away from the task team as directed by a Deputy National Commissioner Crime Detection, a Lieutenant General Sibiya, who was acting on the instruction of the Minister of Police to disband the team. This was done without the authority of the National Commissioner, nor I, as a Provincial Commissioner, was never informed. These case dockets have since March been sitting at the head office ever since, without any investigation work done on them. 5 of these dockets had already instruction to arrest perpetrators, but nothing has been done because a Lieutenant General Sibiya, being instructed by the Minister, executing instruction of the Minister, withdrew all these dockets and they're sitting in an archive in his office in Pretoria. God knows why.
Sibiya, in his court papers, provides a different side to this narrative. He insists that the directive to disband the task team did not originate from him. Instead, he points to a letter dated the 31st of December 2024 from then Police Minister Senzo Mfunu to Commissioner Masemola.
I don't want to cry foul here. If the National Commissioner feels that I'm the only one who deserves to stay at home, let's hear what the legal process will advise. But be that as it may, all I can say is that personally, I'm not worried. I'm only worried that the police have been put in this terrible situation, into disrepute, and the damage, all the hard work and been thrown in the dustbin. And I'm looking forward to clearing my name, and I'm asking South Africans to look at it as it comes. We will testify. South Africans will make their own judgment. But I do have paperwork and Ginavalo.
In that document, Mfunu observed that the team was no longer necessary and directed its immediate disbandment. He also requested a preliminary report on the matter. Sibiya claims he received an email from Masemola's office just 3 days later, on the 3rd of January 2025, instructing him to inform the team of the deactivation and prepare a closeout report. Following this, Sibiya communicated with Crime Intelligence Boss Major General Dumisani Khumalo, who faced his own legal issues last month over alleged improper appointments. The handover did not go smoothly. Sibiya states he was not present when the dockets were actually transferred. Later attempts were made to move these files to KwaZulu-Natal's murder and robbery units, but Mkhwanazi reportedly turned them down. As a result, Masemola's office assigned the cases to Sibiya's department. The challenge, Sibiya argues, was a lack of funding for his team to handle such a large number of complex investigations. He maintains that expecting them to resolve 121 dockets in just 3 months was unrealistic, and he had no role in the decisions that limited his department's ability to proceed. Adding layers to this intricate tale, Mkhwanazi's public statements highlighted connections between Sibiya and figures like power broker Brown Mukhotsi and businessman Vusimusi, Kat Matlala, who faces charges related to attempted murder. These links reportedly came from data recovered from Matlala's cell phone. Matlala had been involved in a now-cancelled 360 million rand contract with the South African Police Service, raising questions about business dealings intertwined with law enforcement. Mkhwanazi suggested these associations pointed to a broader syndicate controlling elements across the criminal justice chain, including politicians in parliament, officers from the South African Police Service, Metro Police, and correctional services, as well as prosecutors and even members of the judiciary. He described this network as being orchestrated by a drug cartel based in Gauteng, with business people playing key roles. Sibiya strongly disputes these characterizations in his legal filing. He argues that any claims of his association with investigated individuals are baseless and lack evidence. He asserts that no such connections exist, and accusations implying dishonesty on his part are unfounded.
Cat, they tried to associate me with Cat. They went, they searched him, they interrogated him, they took his cell phones. They found nothing that involves me. They went and arrested some taxi boss somewhere there. They're trying to associate me with that person. I don't know, I've never met that person. Now, in relation to the Nangi matter, even the private security they're trying to associate me with. I was out of the police. I just came back now from the city of Joburg. I just came back now. When I came back, I found that there is something called an anti-kidnapping task team. They are working with private security, 2 or 3 private security companies. They work with them. Whenever there is a kidnapping, you will find that all of them are aware and they are involved. And me, I just get feedback in relation to a particular kidnapping. But I don't have a friend of a private security guy who is involved in a kidnapping. Now, once you want to associate me with a specific person because you want to reach me or get to me, it's the biggest mistake, because in court, you will never win anything.
Yes, indeed, he has been sent with documents to take leave while the processes are underway. We don't normally like to discuss details of our departmental processes, but yes, I see on the news that it is indicated that he says he has been served today to stay home while other processes are unfolding.
The fallout has led to dramatic developments. Members of the Political Killings Task Team attempted to secure arrest warrants for both Sibiya and Mfunu as far back as November 2024. Sources within the security sector reveal that these officers approached prosecutors in Gauteng and, more recently, in Mpumalanga. In one instance last month, a group traveling in a Mercedes-Benz V-Class Gombi sought warrants from the Director of Public Prosecutions but were rejected due to insufficient evidence.
I haven't done anything wrong. I know where I'm sitting, that I've heard a lot of rumors and some coming to tell me and say, hey, so-and-so saying they're arresting you, they are going to arrest you. And they go to him, they say, the Sibiya who did 1, 2, 3, 4. Personally, I believe that there are forces out there that are determined at all costs to destabilize the police. Because they go to General Mukwanas, they say Sibiya is the one who went to do 1, 2, 3, 4. They come to me and say, hey, Mkwanazi says he's going to arrest you. In 3 days' time, he will be arresting you. In 2 weeks' time, you will be arrested. And then, like he himself, he said the KZ and Political Killing Task Team have even gone over the borders, beyond the borders of KZ, and to come and assist a team here in Gauteng to investigate the case that involved a senior official at the head office. Now, it can only be who? Me.
Mkwanazi has indicated that evidence is still being gathered for a potential case against Mfunu, focusing on the origins of the disbandment order. He mentioned the involvement of an interministerial committee, suggesting that clarity from relevant ministers is needed to determine if the shutdown was properly authorized. Once prosecutors are satisfied, a formal docket could be opened, leading to court proceedings that might reveal the true reasons behind the team's closure. In response, Sibiya has turned the tables, recommending that certain task team members face arrest for allegedly kidnapping a forensic services captain, taking his laptop, and deleting data that implicated some in unauthorized actions. Mfunu, now on special leave, has rejected all allegations against him. He insists that he would never compromise his integrity or that of the police service based on unproven insinuations. President Ramaphosa has stepped in to address the growing controversy. He established a judicial commission of inquiry, led by Deputy Chief Justice Mbuyiseli Madlanga, to examine the claims of political interference, criminal syndicates within law enforcement, and corruption in KwaZulu-Natal. The commission's terms of reference have been gazetted, and Ramaphosa expects an initial report within 3 months, followed by another within the next 3 months, aiming for a full resolution in no more than a year. If additional time is required, he plans to consult with the Commission's head. Sibiya's urgent court application, set to be heard on the 26th of August 2025, seeks to overturn what he describes as a disguised suspension ordered by Masemola. He was told to stay at home pending investigations, a move he says lacks legal basis since the Commissioner does not have the authority to impose it. Sibiya accuses Masemola of bias, relying on unverified claims from Mkwanazi's press briefing without proper scrutiny. He argues that this creates an unfair perception of guilt, putting his life at risk through death threats. Umkhonto weSizwe Party has filed a motion of no confidence against President Ramaphosa for choosing to place Mfunu on leave rather than dismissing him outright. They have taken the matter to the Constitutional Court, challenging both the special leave and the appointment of Professor Firoz Kachelia as acting police minister. The party demands an urgent parliamentary session within 2 weeks to debate and vote on the motion. The task team's discoveries in Gauteng, linking weapons from the Swart assassination to broader crimes, exposed what Mkhwanazi calls a calculated effort to shield syndicates. These groups reportedly spanned from drug cartels in Gauteng to influential figures in politics and justice, creating a chain that undermines investigations. The attempts to arrest Sibiya and Mkhunu underscore the desperation within the task team. Their journey to different provinces for warrants shows a determination to hold superiors accountable, even as prosecutors demand more proof. Sibiya's counterclaims about the kidnapping incident introduce yet another twist, suggesting internal conflicts and possible overreaches by the team. This detailed account peels back the curtain on a system under siege, where dockets vanish into archives, letters dictate fates, and connections to figures like Mkhotsi and Matlala raise eyebrows.
Thanks for watching The Daily Buzz.